We've all heard stories of farmers making it big by growing unusual crops or taking advantage of unique market opportunities. But what about the ones who just stick to the basics? A new report suggests that the average American farmer is in debt up to their eyeballs, struggling to make ends meet, while the rest of us are living high on the hog. This sounds like a tale as old as time. After all, farming has always been hard work with slim profit margins. According to the USDA, the average farmer has a debt-to-asset ratio of 14.6%, meaning that they own nearly 15 cents for every dollar worth of assets they own. Another 38% say that they're worried about volatile commodity prices. Some farmers are opposed to taking on debt because they believe that it is a sign of financial weakness. They think that if they can't make enough money from their crops, then they shouldn't be in the farming business. We'd love to hear your opinion. Now let's take a closer look at some of the challenges that farmers face. The price of crops such as corn, soybeans, and wheat can vary widely depending on a variety of factors, including supply and demand. When the price of commodities is low, farmers can struggle to make a profit. On top of that, farmers also have to deal with pests and diseases that can damage their crops. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some farmers who are struggling. Unfortunately, there are a small number of farmers who are having a tough time making ends meet. Are farmers really struggling, or are they doing okay? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We appreciate you watching this video and hope that you've enjoyed learning about the untold journey of a farmer. Please subscribe so you won't miss any of our future videos. These are the farmers who are struggling with debt and who may not have enough money to keep their farms afloat. Many of these farmers have been struggling for years, but the recent drought has made things even tougher. The drought has caused crop yields to plummet, which has resulted in lower incomes for farmers. It has also made it more expensive to produce crops, since farmers have to buy water in order to irrigate their fields. As a result, many farmers are finding themselves deeper in debt than ever before. They must use pesticides and herbicides to protect their crops from these threats, which can be expensive. The government has recently announced a bailout package for farmers who have been affected by the drought. This could help keep some of these struggling farmers afloat and prevent them from going bankrupt. Additionally, the drought is expected to end soon, which should help boost crop yields and improve farmers' bottom lines. Only time will tell how the situation will play out. But one thing is for sure, the struggles of these farmers are a reminder of the importance of agriculture to our economy. Farming is a vital industry that provides us with the food we eat and the products we use every day. Without farmers, we would not be able to feed ourselves. So next time you see a farmer, be sure to thank him or her for all that he or she does. Finally, farmers face competition from other producers, both domestically and internationally. They must compete on price, quality, and efficiency in order to stay in business. All of these challenges make farming a risky profession. Despite the challenges, farmers continue to provide us with the food we need to survive. They work long and hard hours in order to keep our plates full, and they deserve our respect and appreciation. One of the biggest challenges farmers face is the unpredictability of the weather. Farmers must be able to handle the pressure of making important decisions quickly and efficiently. They must also be able to adapt to changing conditions and overcome obstacles. Most importantly, farmers must be passionate about what they do. Farming is more than just a job. It's a way of life. Farmers who are passionate about their work are able to find satisfaction in the challenges and rewards that come with it. A single bout of bad weather can wipe out an entire crop and put a farmer out of business. But before you start feeling too bad for those poor farmers, consider this. The average American farmer actually makes around $450,000 per year. That's enough to support a family of 4 and then some. Plus, most farmers live on their own land, so they don't have to worry about paying rent or mortgage. Not to mention that farming is one of the few businesses where you can write off a significant portion of your expenses against your taxes. Farmers must constantly monitor the weather and be prepared to make quick decisions in order to protect their crops. Others are concerned about the long-term sustainability of farming. They worry that the industry is becoming too big and too expensive for small family farms to compete. Finally, some farmers simply don't trust banks or other financial institutions. They believe that lenders are only interested in one thing: getting paid back. As a result, they prefer to keep their farms free of debt. It's no wonder then that farmers are turning to debt to help them weather the storm. But it's not all doom and gloom. Instead, they rely on their own savings and the money they earn from their crops to finance their operations. While this approach may work for some farmers, it's not without its challenges. For example, these farmers may not have the capital to invest in new technology or expand their operations. They may also be more vulnerable to the ups and downs of the market. Still, there are many farmers who take pride in being debt-free and running their farms on their own terms. They may not have the fanciest equipment or the latest technology, but they know that they have something even more valuable: financial independence. There are signs that the industry is stabilizing and that farmers will be able to pay off their debt in the near future. According to the USDA, farm income is expected to rise by 10% in 2022 and by another 5% in 2023. If this trend continues, farmers should be able to pay off their debt and get back on solid financial footing. But it's not all bad news. The USDA also reports that farm income has been on the rise in recent years and that farmers are in good financial shape overall. So why then are farmers taking on so much debt? One reason is that the cost of farming has been on the rise. Over the past few years, farmers have had to deal with extreme weather, fluctuating commodity prices, and rising input costs such as fuel, fertilizer, and seed. All of these factors have put a strain on farmers' finances and forced them to take on debt to stay afloat. And we all know that food prices have been on the rise lately. So what gives? Are our favorite farmers really drowning in red ink? If so, how did they manage to keep their heads above water for so long? Before we dive into this story, be sure to hit that like button so you never miss out on the latest news. And most farmers do get rich off their crops. In fact, many of them barely break even. Over the past few decades, the number of farms has been on the decline. As young people leave the industry for more lucrative career options, this means that the remaining farmers have to work harder and smarter to stay afloat. Let's find out. Welcome to our channel. Farmers, the unsung heroes of society, are responsible for feeding the world and keeping our plates full. But did you know that? Behind the scenes, they're struggling with massive debts. That's right. According to a recent report by the USDA, the average American farmer is drowning in debt to the tune of $470,000. That's enough to buy a nice house in many parts of the country or pay off a student loan for several years. But don't worry, because things aren't nearly as dire as they seem. One way they've been able to do this is by taking out loans. According to a survey conducted by the American Farm Bureau, 62% of farmers say that the rising cost of production is their greatest concern. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. Why are some farmers opposed to taking on debt? These farmers often work long and hard to build up their farms without borrowing money. What do you think? Is it better to be a debt-free farmer or a successful one with a little debt? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Another challenge farmers face is the fluctuating price of commodities. Farming is a tough business, and it takes a special kind of person to be successful in it. A new report suggests that the average American farmer is in debt up to their eyeballs, struggling to make ends meet, while the rest of us are living high on the hog. All this is to say that farmers are by no means struggling to get by. In fact, most of them are doing pretty well for themselves. If this trend continues, we could see a wave of farm bankruptcies. But there are some signs that things may be turning around. Farmers are the backbone of our society, and we would not be where we are today without them. But now, we want to hear from you. What do you think?